Hello, epicseven fans, and today for this video, we're going to be talking about a PVE tier list. We don't usually do this for hunts specifically, like which heroes are actually good for hunts. In general, I would say, and those that I personally use as well. So take it with a grain of salt. This is not a true be all kind of like solution. Just for you to get by and be able to like farm your contents, farm your hunts without being affected with much of the happenings in here. So we do have like different kinds of hunts, right? So we have Wyvern Hunt, Golem Hunt, Banshee Hunt, Azzy Hunt, and also Katie's Hunt. I'll be going through the different kinds of like units, but for now, let's do, you know, the Wyvern Hunt in this case, like what I use and everything. For hunts, I would say the main for Wyvern Hunt, I would say S tier is Brig, right? He's super good in terms of this. And he's free as well in the Orbis guide if you're a new player as well. Um, so in terms of the other units, you can also use, if I'm not mistaken, Fene. Fene is like a good damage dealer in this case, like super solid. Once I had Fene, it was such an easy time to like do hunts in this case. And what else? Of course, you can't forget, your. Let's just filter it, right? The water so I don't have a hard time. Um, who else? I'm looking at cigarette, water cigarette, right? OG cigarette, super available. The only limited unit that is not super accessible, I would say, is Frida. This is the wyvern hunt I use, even for otherworldly. But you definitely can use other kinds of like units for your buffers and everything, right? But I just prefer Ida, Frida in this case. Maybe you can use like a DN. So, if she's also limited, so like, um, might not be super accessible. Maybe for the if you're a new player, you can select her some reward. Seaside Bellona is also a limited unit and can be used in Wyvern, right? So a lot of units, I would say. Angelic Montparnasse is free. You can use her as well as Yuna. In this case, Luna is also being used, but she's limited as well. Luluka can, well, you can also use Flan, I would say. Not that bad. But yeah, I mean, these are the probably some units you want for Wyvern in this case. And then we can go to Banshee. Right, so with Banshee, it's more like your green units. For Banshee, who they use mostly, I use mostly Closer Charles. I love using Closer Charles in this case, right? As well. Whereas Miss Vivian, Vivian is also an S tier hunt PVE unit in this case. I also use where is Mr. Violet? I use Violet. And the only limited unit I don't use here is that I use here is Feriran. I use Feriran just for like damage dealing, obviously, but you definitely can use like more units. Some people use the Stina, right? I mean, pretty easy, or like Rowana, like you can also use Schneel. If you have Schneel or Young Sanya, but some units can be also really good, like Landy in this case. Um, yeah, there's a lot of units you can use for here. It won't really matter that much, but I would say, or S tier is also Gala. I would say Freeden. I don't have a Gala right now, but I use Freeden. But if I had Gala, I would use Gala. That kind of one shot Banshee. So that's done. Banshee is done. We can go to Golem. I think Golem is like pretty straightforward, I would say. For Golem, like you don't really use much units, I would say. It's pretty So like your main damage dealer is Sermia in this case, right? And then you have Adventurer Ross or Aros in this case, right? And then you have your very solid Tamarin. Tama. Where's Tamarin? Tamarin. And yeah, in this case, you can like pair it up, let's say, with like Soap Flan, with a defense break, right? You can even have, no, not Tori, like Tenebria, I would say. Who else is good here? I mean, like, or maybe you Stark also, like, if like you have a Stark. He's super limited. But yeah, I use Setsuka honestly because like I can't be bothered with Golem. But like, yeah, in this case, like, this is my Golem. Setsuka's not really S tier, I would say yes. So like this is my Golem team. I would say my main standard ones are Sermia, Tamarin, and Aros, and then I just slot in a +1. Okay, so then we have the Azzy Manak, right? We have Azzy. I still use Afternoon Soap Flan here. I use Brig and I use Tamarin. So I reuse Cycle and then Vivian. So Azzy hunts are also part of this tier list already. No new units at this point. So that's well taken care of. So in this case, now we can have, let's say, your Katie's hunt, but for Katie's hunt is also the same, I would say. You have your Breed, right? You have your Tamarin, and then you have your Sermia, and then maybe a Fene would be good. And then oh, sorry, a good light unit for KDs also would probably be Camilla in this case. So Camilla could be super solid in terms of like this thing, but yeah, I mean in this case, like you don't really farm KDs that much, honestly. It's not that useful to farm KDs because KDs is injury, penetration, torrent, and revenge set, and usually your injury, pen, and torrent set, you kind of just wanna craft it or even like get it from other sources. You mostly want to just farm, let's say, Banshee or Wyvern in this case, right? Or even Golem for immunity sets. So KDs doesn't really have much, how do you say it? Sorry, Azzy is for immunity and Golem is for your protection set. And yeah, KDs doesn't really have much love because it's a DPS PVE hunt. But yeah, I mean, at least for this case, like I hope you are able to get a head start if you're new. If you've been away for a while, it's still the same, I would say, for the past few years. And I hope you guys have a wonderful hunt and get your 20 plus speeders roll in all of this. So that's it. Bye.